Hello. A user recently suggested in my previous video that I should make a video describing a daily posture practice, and I thought this was a great idea. So in today's video, in preparation for the next one, I'm going to discuss a few simple and easy to apply principles for movement that, when applied to our daily life, can promote some very positive changes in our movement habits. So firstly, we'll start with sitting, because we all sit so much. So this is the sitting posture that I have adopted through practice and training. And this is a relaxed, sustainable, and still erect and attentive way of sitting. An alternative would be something more like this. And if I'm looking at a computer screen, my neck would probably be like this. Or if I really want to attend to something, I might get really rigid and extend my entire spine. But this is not sustainable, and neither is this one, even though it's very passive. But this is a nice middle ground that is relaxed, but I'm still actively involved in holding my body upright. It's not passive, but I'm not so eagerly engaged that I get tired out and stiff and sore. And I can sit here for a long time because it is a restful position, but I'm not totally checking out from what my body is doing and how I'm holding it. And we can translate that to standing. So this is the standing posture that I've adopted through practice and training. And, it's not restful like sitting, but I can maintain this for a long time. And the alternative that is very common in the world today is forward on the toes, pelvis dumped forward, and so you can see this is where most of the pressure goes. We sag. This is passive, and maybe could be sustained for a long time, but is not health promoting or really attractive or stable or advantageous in any other way, other than that it uses a minimum of energy. And so we arrive at these more sustainable postures through training, the methods that I've described in all of my previous videos, and through attention and awareness. So I believe that awareness is the most important aspect in all of this. Awareness of how we're holding ourselves, but also awareness of the amount of energy that we're using to hold ourselves. I've often suggested that we should learn to function in our daily lives with a minimum of energy. And that does not mean no energy, but the least required to maintain stability and integrity. And so that means we can sit with integrity with a minimum of effort versus checking out and being passive. But that implies that throughout the day we're not exerting too much force or energy so that we get fatigued and exhausted, and then we have to check out because we simply cannot continue on. And so it's largely how we approach life in general. We're not going full steam ahead so that then at the end of the day we're depleted and totally drained. So not only holding ourselves upright with integrity, but living with integrity. And living in a sustainable and appropriate for us way. Now I'm going to demonstrate going into deep flexion and how that translates throughout the body optimally. And so we often have to get things from off the ground or reach low. And a common habit when people squat or bend down is that they'll point their butt out, so extending their lumbar spine, or really extending their entire spine. So neck will go out. But really, if we're flexing knees, hips, ankles, then our spine should globally go into flexion as well. And so that's why when we train a hinge, my entire spine is in flexion, except my neck, not so much. We're still working on that. And I'm not in deep flexion because I don't have to be. I can maintain a fairly neutral shape at this range of motion. But as I sink deeper into flexion, I hit the end range of my hips' ability to flex. I can continue to flex at the knees, but my spine as a unit goes into flexion along with the rest of my body. And now at the bottom of the squat, I'm in a fully flexed position throughout my entire body. And so it's perfectly fine for a spine to round if it's doing it in an integrous way. And so ultimately, that's what it comes down to, is how much attention are we willing to give to this? We've recognized that we have a problem, and that is the first major step. Looking in the mirror, being honest with ourselves, acknowledging where we are now and where we want to be. And then comes the willingness to incorporate the positive behaviors that will facilitate the overcoming of this problem, and the letting go of the negative habits that we are now aware of so that we can more easily progress toward where we want to be. And really, it's only a problem if we choose to look at it that way. If we're fine with where we are, then we can stay there. But if you realize that you have more potential and that you can be better and healthier and happier and more free, then why not pursue that? Why not do what it takes? Because improving your own life is improving the lives of all the people around you. And that is a great gift that we should all share. I know you can do it, and I hope that I will be able to help, at least in some small way. Thank you.